So this question reminds me of a story. There was a businessman in a particular town, and he had all the comforts of life, and he was quite successful in his town. One day he thought that, I have all the comforts and I am quite successful, but still something is missing. Why I do not feel the satisfaction, and what is it that is missing? And he thought that I should find the purpose of my life. Why exactly am I here? And these kind of self introspection was happening, and he saw one of his another friend, another businessman, and he noticed that he looks quite satisfied and happy in his life. In spite of running his business, he takes out time for his family, and it looks like he's enjoying his life. So he thought I should speak to him, and I should know what's his secret. So he went to him and he asked him. He explained what he's going through. So the other friend said, that I also experienced the same dilemma a few years ago, and then I went to a saint, and in the mountain region, and he guided me, and since then, I've been following his advices, and everything is going smooth. Nothing seems to bother me. It does not mean there are no ups and downs in my business and in my life, but still I'm able to sail through them, and life is quite effortless and happening without friction. So this man became very curious, and he wanted to know where he lives and how to go there and all. So the other friend gave all the information. So this man thought, I'm going to a renowned saint, and I should somehow impress him. So he read a lot of spiritual books, and he wanted to know that what is spirituality all about. So he read scriptures and all. He thought, the saint might ask anything, and at least he should not look like a beginner. So after some time, when he thought he has read enough, he went to that saint. He uh, visited the ashram, and he knocked at the door, and fortunately, the saint opened the door, and he introduced himself. Guruji, I am a businessman from this town, and this is the reason I am here. And then he started telling him about what he knows so far. He has read this book and that book. So that saint listened to him very carefully, and when his introduction was over, he immediately slapped him very hard on his face. So that businessman was shocked, and he thought, what is wrong with my introduction, and why he did this. So the guru immediately said that, go and leave your bag back at home and then come. And he asked him to get out. So this businessman felt very insulted and felt very bad that, is this the way to treat someone? If he did not like my back, what was the need to slap him? He could have said it politely. And so he tried to analyze what went wrong. And he came to the conclusion that he cannot be a saint. No saint would do this. And so he came to the conclusion that no, I went to the wrong guy. So he came back. After some time, he heard, good stories about, uh, from other people in his town, that, other people went to the same guru and how it changed their life, and some, success stories. So again, he thought that there is a possibility that, because the awakened saints can do anything. So there is a possibility that there might be a message behind what he did, and he wanted to tell me something, uh, which I'm not yet able to understand. So he thought, this time I'll not keep my bag, and so he went there again. This time he saw that at the gate there was a man standing, and there was a long queue to enter the ashram, and everyone was giving a gold coin to that man standing at the door, and then people were entering the ashram. So he thought that, it looks like it's quite commercial, that everyone is paying gold coin. What would a saint do with a gold coin, and why he need this? Saint should not be like this. So he started judging again, and he came back. So after that, after some time, a few months passed, and again he came to know that, many people are going to the same guru, and it is changing their lives and all. So this time he thought, I should not uh, judge this saint, but still he was not convinced. So he went to the same friend who introduced uh, him to this guru. He went to him again, and he asked him, this is the situation. I went there, and he slapped me, and I went there again, and this was the situation, and this is the dilemma I'm facing, whether I should go there or not. So the other friend, he laughed out loud and said, when he said that you should leave the bag at home and come empty-handed, he did not mean your carry bag literally. He meant your mental baggage. That whatever you have read or whatever you have heard so far, leave that aside and go there as an empty vessel, because otherwise there will be no space left for the grace. If you really want to uh, enter the world of spirituality, then you should be empty-handed. Your vessel should be empty. Then only it would work. Otherwise, it will just the spiritual entertainment for you. So that would not improve your life in any way. So these are all his tricks, wherein he uh, first of all tests the patience of his students, and sometimes discourage them by doing certain acts, because of which only the real seekers who are really interested, who have that fire in them to know, and who can keep aside the judgments and concepts and preconceived notions aside, only those really reach there. So this is an age-old ancient trick to get rid of the non-serious seekers, and if gurus want to focus on particular type of truth seekers who are really interested and who have that fire in them, to attract only those kind of seekers, so many kind of tricks are played. So I explained all this to him. Then he said, okay, uh, so this time I'll go completely empty, and let's see how it goes. So throughout the journey, this time he did not expect anything. Uh, he kept aside all the so-called spiritual knowledge he had acquired through books and other sources. So he went there. When he reached the ashram, he saw that there was no one. It was empty at that time. So he knocked at the door. Again, Guruji opened the door and he asked, "Who are you?" So this time, this businessman fell on his knees and literally cried and said, "I don't know, Guruji, who I am. That's why I am here. Please help me. I don't know anything at all. Please help me." Guruji smiled and again slapped him hard on his face. Again, he got really shocked. But this time, there were no thoughts. In that moment of shock, he slipped into the void, a thoughtless state where he did not try to analyze why this happened. What did I do wrong this time? Nothing like that. No thoughts. He slipped into a state of void, in a complete state of pause, complete stillness. He remained in that stillness for a few moments, and tears of joy rolled down his cheeks, and he realized his true self in that instant, in that moment. He fell on the feet of Guruji and expressed his gratitude for this invaluable gift. And Guruji told him that this lap would have worked the first time itself if he would have come empty. If he would have kept the prejudices, the concepts, the preconceived notions, judgments, and ideas aside, if he would have come empty, it would have worked the first time. But it was meant to happen this way after so many years. It was meant to happen this way. So, the moral of the story is, you would have to decide that your interest in spirituality is just to get more spiritual information or spiritual entertainment, or you really want to know experientially what it really means. Because most people are so engaged in spiritual entertainment that they miss the real point. They never even try to break the boundaries of theoretical knowledge so that they can experience the reality. Coming back to the question, what makes up the casual body that is transmitted from one life to next life, and how does the casual body differ from the jeevatma? Now, if you have already listened to the audio guide on true self, then we have covered that everything is energy. It's just that some aspects of energy are in a gross form, some are in subtle form. Then these are all layers of, you can say, how dense the energy form is or how subtle it is. So from gross to subtle, it's all energy. So if you really want to experience the reality, see, all the answers of such questions are already within. And our aim here is not to give you spiritual entertainment, giving lots of theories and concepts. No, you do not have to believe anything. You do not have to believe what I am saying. Just try to use the tools and try to catch the essence. And if you manage to keep aside the unnecessary information, and if you manage to declutter the mind, then you may slip into the state which is so close to you right now that there is not even any distance to travel. All the answers you will ever need are already here. So you do not have to go through what is casual body, what is jeevatma, what is astral projection. These are all concepts. You do not have to believe anything until you experience something yourself. So one thing you have to understand is it's all energy. So one thing which leaves the body is life energy. So why do you want to complicate it with giving many different types of names? There is only one energy, and the same one energy manifests itself into many types of forms from gross to subtle. But there is no division. It's all one. There is only one. There were never two. Okay? Namaskar.